This is us against them. It's going to be the slobs versus the snobs.
Luke and I come from a working class background. I literally grew up in a log house from trees that we cut off of our place with no central heat or air.
I grew up in a little town called Coger, Oklahoma. A lot of red dirt, a lot of agriculture, and a lot of Baptist churches.
I remember as a kid growing up and going to the local bean suppers. And to me, those guys who were up there playing might as well have been rock stars. And I wanted to do that.
I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. 6 years ago, we found ourselves in Nashville.
We needed a place to live, so we decided to become roommates. We wrote a lot of songs together as roommates.
I think probably the best songs I've ever written have been with Damien. I feel like Wine Slobs generally is about if there's any difference between a $100 bottle of wine and a $10 bottle of wine, what that difference is.
And it's an overwhelming thing to walk into a wine store when you don't know anything about wine. Part of the goal of this show is to make that easier. We want to go out and talk to sommeliers, we want to talk to vintners, we want to talk to people who are passionate about wine so that we can get the knowledge to go out, pick out a bottle of wine on a budget that's better than an expensive bottle of wine that a sommelier picks out. At the end of the show, there'll be a blind taste test with a panel made up of just regular people like Luke and I, as well as another local wine expert.
And so we see if we can beat the snobs.
Today we're going to go to Chateau Ross to learn more about Bordeaux. I think the average person's knowledge of Bordeaux is probably about like mine, that it's European, that it's red, and that it's bold.
It sounds French.
It does.
This is my first winery to ever visit. What makes you guys different from another winery, or do they all do it the same? I don't know.
We do everything the old world way. Everything we do is by hand. You know, my wife and I are trying to make the greatest wine in the world and do it in Middle Tennessee.
I don't really know what makes a good wine, and I want to know what you think is a good wine.
Really, when you're talking about a good wine, in my opinion, it's really about the balance. It's kind of like a glass of iced tea. Your iced tea is the tannins, and then your lemon would be your acidity, and then you put your sugar in there to sweeten it up.
Why do you get to call these Bordeaux? I mean, this is not France, it's Tennessee. So.
Well, actually, if you live in the Bordeaux region, legally by law, if you want to make red wine, you can only grow 5 different grapes. And that's Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, Cabernet Franc, Malbec, and Petit Verdot. Technically, as long as you use 2 of those 5 grapes, you can call it a Bordeaux blend. Let's try the McMahon here, named after my grandmother, Stella McMahon, that I consider to be the best thing that we make.
Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah, here's to grandma. It's gonna be bigger, and the fruits, I mean, we're talking about darker fruits.
What do they mean when they say the wine is big?
When you put the wine in your mouth, what do you feel in the front of the tongue, and how long does it stay there? You know, what do you feel in the middle of the tongue, how long does it stay there? And then when you swallow it, how long does the finish last? And if you can still taste that wine 30 seconds later, then that's a 100-point wine.
This is the one case where a 30-second finish is a good thing.
True, I didn't look at it that way.
So here we are, we have our 4 wines that we picked.
All under $30.
Yes, they are Bordeaux style wines. One of these is even $10.
So we're going to take these up so that we aren't influenced by the price of the wine.
I want to be objective about this, Daniel.
So do I. We need to do it the right way.
You want to be the corker?
The corker? I don't like the sound of that. You be the corker.
All right, I'll be the corker. Here we go.
Don't mess it up.
Am I doing it right?
Don't drop the bottle.
Okay.
You gotta drill down a little deeper, buddy.
You gotta dig a little deeper in the well.
This isn't as easy as it looks. I'm gonna destroy this.
Do I need to get the pliers out?
Oh no.
Jesus.
Come on.
Glory, glory. All right, let's pour them all up, Damien. Let's get these poured. Let's give this one a try first. Swirl it about. All right. Cheers.
Cheers. Let's see how it tastes.
To the slobs.
to us. Now, usually I think we're supposed to spit this out, but I prefer drinking it, don't you?
Let's keep drinking it. Do you have a top two?
I do have a top two.
We judge at the same time?
That's difficult.
Maybe we just hold our fingers up or something like that. Ready?
Get it up high.
Okay, get it up high.
1, 2, 3. So what do we have here?
I've got 4 and 2.
I've got 2 and 3.
Okay. And I actually think I meant to do 2 and 3.
Number 1 to me is the most one-dimensional wine. I get a little overwhelmed with alcohol and not very many flavors.
It's a weak ass wine.
Uh-huh.
This one's bad. Here we go.
Okay. Round 2. This one still is a little fruity to me.
What's wrong with fruity?
I don't care for the fruity in the wine. There's nothing wrong with fruity if that's what you like.
What I like about it is that spice and that sort of cinnamon flavor that,
Right.
that came through.
I actually like Fruity Pebbles better than Cocoa Pebbles. Do you?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
But some days I would prefer a Cocoa Pebble.
And today I don't want Fruity Pebbles.
This does not taste anything like Fruity Pebbles.
How are we going to decide this, Luke? Should we arm wrestle?
No, I think we play rock, paper, scissors for who gets to have the wine today since we're stuck on 3 and 4. So rock, paper, scissors for the best wine of the day. On 3, 1, 2, 3.
That's your wine.
That's my wine.
So let me ask you a question.
Uh-huh.
Did we find it?
I think we found it.